This is the best one. What if I don't like you?
Well, then keep your comments to yourself. Some days you might not like us,
Yeah.
and that's okay. We're fun to be around.
Because I like me. Why wouldn't anybody else like me? Just kidding.
Blowing smoke up your skirt. That's not gonna help anybody.
Yeah. And then she tried to test my ninja-ness. Tell
I wanted to
us,
know.
how long did it take?
Guys, it was like less than 30 seconds. What's your shirt say?
I love camp.
Oh my gosh, me too. I love camp too.
Oh my gosh.
We love
So
camp.
much I got a shirt. It's actually a tank top.
We love camp. We hope you love camp too.
Yeah, you don't know it yet, but you will.
Mm-hmm. Some days they will.
Yeah, some days they will.
Some days you might not like us, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, you'll still like camp, you just might not like us.
Yeah, that's okay.
Or you just might like us better and not camp. But I actually forecast them liking us both, but that's
we
just,
think that
yeah,
we're fun to be around.
because I like me. Why wouldn't anybody else like me? Just kidding.
So we wanted to share a little bit of the backstory of Camp 17. And as you saw in our little fun introductory video, that it all started in a gym.
Yes, it did. Because it really did. Our friendship started in a gym. Us talking about our dreams started in a gym. She started as my coach about 3 years ago. And then it actually took like 2 years for us to really just to actually
Decide
sit
that we
down
should
and
be
have
friends.
coffee. And
Yeah.
yeah. And talk about how we wanted to change the world and how we wanted to
Yeah.
how we wanted to just live out our dreams. That anything that we thought was possible, we started putting those things together, and even
It
things we
actually
thought were
really-
impossible. We
It
kinda did
started
too.
when she said it one day in class that she liked Celine Dion, and I was like, oh my gosh, me
Yeah.
too.
It was kind of one of those those weird things that
And then I found
kept
out
piling
that
up.
she was a ninja.
yeah. And then she tried to test my ninja-ness, and she decided that she wanted to attack me. Like, really, I don't even know what was going through your mind before that, but
I really just wanted to see how long it would take for her to choke me out. It's really
tell
all I wanted to
us
know.
how long did it take?
Oh, guys, it was like less than 30 seconds. I had a move all planned out after a workout, and she was really tired. She was putting her hair up in a ponytail with her back towards me. I mean, I couldn't have attacked more from a coward standpoint. I don't think I could have done it any more cowardly.
This is what I felt or even heard. I heard like this, and then like hang time a little bit, and then poof, like on my back. She tried to get me in a rear naked choke, and I was dying laughing. Because most people, in my world, I don't walk around at the karate school where I was teaching, and people just run and jump on my back just randomly without me knowing about it. Just
I
because
didn't know there was etiquette.
Yeah, there was.
I didn't know there was ninja
So I was
etiquette.
like, I like this girl. Like, I like her. She's not afraid. She's not afraid to take
Oh, you guys, I found my earring stuck in my hair about 2 hours later. I still have a picture of it. And then from that moment on, we were friends.
it. Yeah, we totally were.
And then like best friends, like, oh my gosh,
Where have you been all my life?
totally.
Yeah, and then we were like little girls. We were 30 years old, and we were like little girls.
Like little
Seriously.
7-year-olds were like,
Yeah.
hey, hey, how are you?
Well, we were both pretty tough women, and Lou played soccer, physical sport, aggressive sport. I did karate, and so we were both very physical, aggressive women in our profession, so to speak, and then
Well, and leaders.
and leaders,
and
definitely.
coaches.
Yeah, so not like aggressive isn't like angry, but just authoritative,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
and so then when we found somebody that were like, hey, I can kind of let my guard down around you and not be so, and then we ended up just being like two little girls. So, and then that's
We
really
still
where
are.
we still are. Yeah.
We've been friends for about a year. We're still it's normal.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's normal.
Yes. So Camp 17 came out of it's been about a 6-year journey for me where I wanted to see how fitness and teaching about the heart and the mind and the soul and the spirit mixed with fitness could affect people's lives. And so I started something called the Genesis Project about 2 years ago. It was really awesome, but I knew that there was more. And I had wanted to do it in person. Everything was online. And then one day this girl was like, tell me about it. And then after I told her about it, she said, have you ever thought about doing that in person? And I was like, oh my gosh. And I remember I started crying and crying and crying. And then we just kept talking and talking and talking. And then...
Well, I remember seeing her teach and coach, and there was something different. You know, if you go to a gym and you have a trainer and the trainer says, lift this weight, run this, do that, and just gives you instructions, but she spoke to people's hearts, and whether it be in groups or as individuals. And so I saw that there was something different, that there was, and this was before really even I knew the extent of the Genesis Project. I mean, I was aware of it, but I hadn't really, she hadn't really shared the whole thing with me. And teaching martial arts and taking a martial arts, a fitness vehicle or a physical vehicle, and then applying focus and concentration and respect and discipline and accountability and responsibility and all those things that we use to teach just life skills to children and adults. That was something that I was doing every day. I was standing in front and I was speaking, I was talking to people, and then we'd kick and punch. And I had been doing that since I was a young adult. And now as a grown woman, I saw that there was something else. There was something in Lou that needed to be shared. Like there's obviously with the Genesis Project, having it be something that was online, but I thought you need to be in front of people doing this. And this could easily be done similar to martial arts, to karate. And so then she's like, well, you want to do it with me? And then I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to do it with you. And so then it just was this tornado of amazingness.
Colliding.
Yeah, totally.
It was hard. It's really hard to dream and to pioneer things alone. It's really hard. It's tiring. You have your own ideas bouncing around in your brain, and you're not growing. You're not really learning because you're doing what you're wanting to do, and what you think should be done, and that's not necessarily the best thing. And so as we started to do this together, Chantel and her personality and the way that she teaches and just her energy is so contagious, and it's so opposite. We are so very similar, but we're so opposite that it makes this thing so much better. So to grab somebody else and be like, hey, this is what I'm dreaming about. Do you want to come with me?
Yeah.
Was so easy. But then even in the midst of all of dreaming of Camp 17, it's not the Genesis Project. It morphed into something so much more fantastic, something completely different that was really birthed out of a place of friendship and has grown and evolved, and we've both grown. I know I have.
Yeah, I have too. And the friendship part of it was important too. It was something that we both wanted, we both desired, and then when we came together, we were like, wow, we were able to humble ourselves, but then also say, you know, you are fantastic at this. I'm fantastic at this. You're welcome.
Thanks.
And so then we were able to build each other up rather than be, okay, Lou's good at this. I want to be better than her at this. So there was no jealousy. There was no comparison. It was just, let's move together in this and let's create something absolutely amazing. And then with hopes that also that friendship, that relationship, that trust would be contagious amongst other women, and then other things like this would be birthed, and then it would just continue to grow and grow and grow. Because it's absolutely amazing when you start to put aside that judgment, that comparison, that jealousy, and you really start working together. It is absolutely amazing the things that come out of it. Yeah. And this is one of the things.
Yeah. I think that's why this works like it does. And it's as amazing and powerful as it is because we both got to be totally ourselves, without comparison, being able to be like, I'm me and you're you, and I don't need anything from you and you don't need anything from me, and let's just go change the world. How about that? Instead of, well, I'm not this and I'm not that, and you're this and I'm not that, and And like you said, comparison gets in the way, and it just was never there. There was never a jealousy, which we find so much amongst women. And so I think it just makes Camp 17 so much more potent, so much more beautiful, way more fun.
Yeah.
Way more fun.
Definitely.
So why don't you talk about the whole camping?
Yeah. So we had this vision, obviously, to create this class, and we knew what we wanted to do. We wanted to be physical. We wanted to talk about all this stuff that we just mentioned. And so then you had brought the camping part to life, and the number, as far as Camp 17, the 17 stands for, it's a number for overcoming and victory. So when I remember when she first found that out and she read that to me, I was like, can you say that again? Can you overcoming and victory? Like, how powerful is that? Like, overcoming and being victorious. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what this is about. And then camping being, there's many different, we play every angle of this, honestly. Like, so camp being the pre-season training grounds for season. So like the next season of your life. And then camping, really taking it more on a literal standpoint and saying, okay, camping, like, what is camping? Camping is leaving your home, leaving your comforts, leaving things that you are used to, things
self-service internet.
Yeah. A stove, hot water, right?
But we're not really camping. Right?
No, we're not really camping. No. Yeah, we're going to bring all your stuff on Monday. We're going to go camping for 6 weeks, ladies. And so the whole idea of camping, and then you need a tent. And what's in your tent? What is your tent? Well, your tent represents your story, the story of your life. And then what holds down the story of your life? What holds down that tent? Stakes hold down your tent. Stakes will hold down the story of your life, will secure it, right? Will allow that tent to be completely open and expanded on all ends, with room on the inside for other people to be in your story. But so many times we have those stakes that are, you said something pretty profound about one of your stakes, like not even being.
Yeah, one of the stakes, which we'll get to in week 4, I said one of my stakes was still in the bag of stakes, which the bag of stakes was still probably in the tent bag that it came in.
Yeah. So we all know that when you don't have
she's
one
teaching
stake,
that.
Yeah, I'm teaching that stake. That's the stake of empathy. Yeah. No. So when one stake is missing out of your tent, that side of your tent kind of sags a little bit, right? And a lot of the times we think, wow, we don't like, so we try whatever we can to makeshift a stake if we don't have it, or if it's broken, or if we go to hit it with the hammer and the top knocks off or breaks off, right? So then we put a rock there instead, and then in the middle of the night, the tent will start to sag again. And then, so then also if more than one stake is missing, and the side of the tent sags, and the whole side of the tent sags, and how much room is in your story? There's only you. There's really only room for you in that story. Or if you have no stakes, nothing to hold it down, it's blowing around in the wind and you never know where it's going to be. You don't know where it starts, where it ends. And then if there's a tear in that tent, right? If there's a tear in that side and those stakes are missing and it folds in half, and it helps cover that up so nobody can see it, right? So kind of hiding things. So sometimes we take those stakes out, or we feel like they're non-existent, or they don't matter, and we can just leave them out, but really they do matter. But we just try to make the best of what we have, but we may be uncomfortable, we may get wet, we may not have room, like I said, in the tent for other people. So it's powerful if you really think about it.
Yeah. So that is the story of Camp 17. It is what Camp and 17 represent. It's not some cutesy little name that just came out of the air. It really holds a lot of weight, and it is very important to us because Camp 17 is the dream that was birthed in us when we were born. And so we're getting to do the thing that we were created for. And so It's amazing. It's very near and dear to our hearts. We are so glad that you have joined us on this journey, and we're going to have an awesome 6 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
We start tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow.
That's right. First day.
Mm-hmm.
Excited.
So we'll see you later.